Hi everybody, this is Cari on Live with Prima. Today we're going to talk about some of the new Prima Princess stamps, but we're also going to go over some of the color philosophy inks that we've just released. I don't know if you guys have heard about those, but if you go to the Prima blog today, we have a feature showcasing these beautiful new ink pads. So what I'll do quickly is just kind of go over the 411 on the color philosophy ink pads. They are stackable, so they actually click into place. Like you don't have to worry about them falling apart because they're held together by magnets. Another cool thing is that if you're traveling around and you've got these in bags, they won't come off because they're magnetically held together, lid and bottom. So that's pretty awesome if you go to crops or you just want to travel and take your ink pads with you because you want to do a little bit of coloring or whatever. So that's what's really cool about these. There's 36 colors in all different kinds of color families. Mine are all stacked like together. Oh, there's even a coin stuck to it. So yeah, so they're magnetic, so other things are probably going to stick to it. But there's 36 colors altogether, and I have a bunch of them. Not all of them are open yet. I've been playing with them a little bit. I just got them last week. So I just kind of wanted to talk about those a little bit. We've done some Facebook Live shows talking about these, like Frank did a show on them, and that was really awesome. And then next, I have a few of the new princess stamps that we came out with this fall, and these are really gorgeous. As you can see from the art on the front of the packaging, there you can color away and add your own personality and really make them, really spruce them up with any kind of art medium you have, like watercolor pencils or confection sets. You could color these with, our chalk edgers. And today I was just going to do some quick and easy cards with the new Color Philosophy inks, just to show you some of the bold colors and, things like that. These stamps are pretty large. So here I have Grace, and Grace is very beautiful. We have some flowers surrounding her face. And I'm going to just measure this so that you have something to reference. But it's about almost 5 inches wide. And let's see if I go top to bottom, about 6.5 for this one. So what I say, 5 by 6.5 for Grace. And then I have Sydney. Sydney is on here. Let's see, she might be a little bit longer. Yeah, this stamp is almost 7 inches. Yeah, almost 7 inches. And her width is not as big as Grace. This is about 4.25 we're talking. So almost 7 by 4.25. So you have an idea. And then I have Natalie, and Natalie's really pretty too. She has a little bit more detail, more flowers, and you can see her a little bit better when I flip her over because I've got some ink left over on her. And these are, yeah, she's almost 5 inches wide, and we're looking at about 6 inches tall. So they do vary in sizes, but they're all kind of, it's consistently, the same, like bigger stamps. Yeah. And I'm also using one of our Prima acrylic blocks with our handy dandy handle. This is about 6 inches by 8 inches wide. And you will have the measurements on the sides, so you can tell. So we made these for our bigger stamps so that you can stamp with ease, and it's kind of handy. So I actually put all the girls on here before we got started. So yeah, so these are just a few. We came out with all different kinds. So there's definitely a beautiful array of styles and girls and things like that, depending on what you want, but they're all really beautiful. So these were designed by an artist out of Thailand. She's very, very talented. I don't know her name, but we found her and we asked her if she wouldn't mind designing some things for us, and she did. And I think they're just absolutely gorgeous. So these are the stamps, by the way, are available in stores now. So, and if your favorite scrapbook store does not have them, request them and let them know that you're really interested in getting some of these in, and they can always order from Prima. So let's see. So here's the watercolor paper pad I used. It's our 8.5 by 11 pad. I love using this for card bases because 8.5 by 11 means that you can, you know, oh look, I've played, means you can cut this piece of paper right in half at 5.5 inches, and then you have 2 card bases. Okay, so that's my favorite thing about using 8.5 by 11. You can get a lot of cards out of that. Okay, so I've got some pre-cut and pre-scored. So a little hint I will give you if you want one. Let's see, I'm going to grab one here. So if you need to score your cards, I just get my trimmer out. And I know that, so this piece is 8.5, right? So half the width of this card is going to be 4 1/4. Then I'm going to take my handy dandy, let's see, where is it? This is, oh gosh, I've had this forever. This is my bone folder. And you can just kind of follow that line on your trimmer to give you a nice clean score line, and then you have it. And then it's there. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's white, but it is there. So just a quick tip on how you can score your cards with ease. I know that the trimmers come with the black score ones as well. I find that they cut into the paper a little bit too harsh. So it could cause your seam to, what am I trying to say? Could cut it a little bit too much, basically. You don't want it. You just want an indentation to show you where the front of your card is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper here, and I'm going to take Natalie, my princess stamp. And for this technique, I am going to go with something that is permanent and waterproof. Archival inks were great for this. If you wanted to stamp in, you know, one of the Color Philosophy inks, that's totally fine. These are water-based inks, so these are dye inks. That means that they are not permanent. They are going to bleed a little bit when you add water to them and so forth. So just so you know the difference, you know, we've talked about that before. So I use the archival inks and the permanent inks if I know that I'm going to want to watercolor and add color that way. So right now I'm using potting soil. And one thing you always want to remember when you're doing stuff like this, get the face as best you can, because if the other parts don't come out so crisp, it's not really a big deal. But if the face doesn't come out, then it doesn't look right. And it's, you know, I don't know. It's, you know, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to line it up on my card base. And I'm going to press down really, really well just to make sure that I get a nice, even image. And hopefully I inked it up really well. I'm standing up just in case. Oh, Shelly's here. Hi, Shell. Martha's here. Hi, Martha. Thanks for joining in today. I know it's, I just had, I would have advertised this class a lot better, but I've had relatives here and they finally left. I shouldn't say it like that. That's mean. They left. So I was like, okay, I got to do my Live with Prima show. I got to get going on that. So you can see, like, I could have inked it just a little bit better up here by her eye. So it's not the end of the world, but she came out pretty good. And look at all the detail in that image. Really cool. So my whole philosophy is when I'm making cards, and I know I'm giving these away, yes, I want to put a lot of heart and soul into them, but I don't want to spend hours on one card. So I'm going to take, let's see, I have my handy dandy Prima water brushes. Well used, well loved. All right, get some water going on that. And I'm going to grab some colors. So in case you're just tuning in, this is a card that I made. It's kind of bright and colorful and cheery. And I just simply added my Color Philosophy inks with the water brush and let it kind of drip down and then decorate with flowers. So I think I might go with a different color scheme this time around. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to make her nice and flat again because that way I can color without having to fight with the card. So let's see. I'm just picking up some colors that I think would go really well together. And I'm actually going to go with some earthy tones this time around. Let's see. Midnight blue. An apricot. Apricot would be nice. nice too. Let's see. Kind of went crazy in the oranges. Okay, so I've got some earthy tone colors here. I'm going to use, they're all still sealed because a lot of these I haven't gotten into yet. So I'm just kind of, there's a little circular clear tab on the sides. So I'm just using my knife just to cut through those. So I don't have to sit here and try to fight with those and peel those off. So excuse me just for a second. I think this is just the easiest way to do it. Okay, so there we go. So again, these are all stacking together with magnets. Oh, and I actually want to use this cute little pack of flowers to decorate with here. This has a lot of the earth tone colors in it, and I'm trying to kind of match the colors I want to use on the card with the flowers. The flowers are 590444. Okay, and these are sealed as well. Yeah, it's like opening Christmas presents all over again. Trying to get baby toys out with like the wrapping that they do nowadays. Oh my gosh. These poor kids have to wait forever. Okay, so now you can really see those. Okay, so I've just kind of tried to pick some colors that would go with that. So let's start with, I may not use all of these either. I'm going to start with Carrot. Carrot's a pretty yellow. Geez, my space is once again shrinking to absolutely nothing. So you can give your ink pad a little CPR, press down, and you can bring some of that ink up from the, the ink pad right onto the lid. So I'm just going to start haphazardly adding a little bit of color. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do it. And then let's see, maybe a little bit of burnt sienna next. Again, just take a little bit of that color, and I'm going to just kind of dab it on here. I'm not doing this carefully at all. I'm just literally being very messy. Okay, can you kind of see that? And I'm going to just let some of that drip. Yes, drip where it wants. And then I think, should I go with Foggy Nights or Warm Gray? Hi, Joe. Joe's here. Joe just tuned in. Joanne from Canada. Okay, oops, I'm not using my lid. I'm using the ink pad. I don't want to do that. And you also don't want to go too crazy and start adding too much color. But that's what I tend to do, so I apologize. All right. And let's go with Midnight Blue. Maybe no. Potion. Let's go with Potion. Potion is kind of like a grayish blue, really beautiful color. Now I can also kind of go in and contaminate some of the other colors just to really kind of blend those in a little bit. Oh, sorry, I'm a little off camera. All right. So this might remind you of fall a little bit, but you know what? That's all right. So there we go. I think I want a little bit of this to drip down here too. And you can kind of help it just a little bit. There we go. And I feel like the image really comes to life once you start kind of wetting it down, and I'm just going to dab it on paper over here. But that's really beautiful. So, these are cool. These are really cool. You get every color. I think the color is super vibrant. I don't know. I'm really loving these. And maybe even just, I probably should add a little bit of color at the top of her head. There we go. And I love that these colors will kind of mix together a little bit too. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think that that's just a messy card, but it's really pretty. And I think that you can kind of go crazy and keep adding colors. And, I could even go in with a dark brown. Let me see what I have here. Chocolate. And maybe a dark brown would maybe create a nice contrast up in here. See, I could just keep adding color, and I should probably stop. But sometimes you need a darker color in there just to kind of anchor everything. Yeah. There we go. Very pretty. Mixed. The other thing too is you don't want to muddy it up too much, so you know, kind of test it and try it out, see what you like. All right, pretty simple. Now I'm going to just go with my little colors here that I chose out of the out of my stash, I should say, and just start gluing these on. So let's just, these are wired on, so I'm just going to use my handy dandy scissors and start cutting some off here. Ooh, I like these. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I'm just going to cut a whole bunch off so that I can use whatever I want. All right. So if there's any wire left on there, no big deal. And I know you normally would dry this before you start gluing your flowers down, but you know, I feel like it's not a big deal if I just let everything dry together, you know, on the card. Oh my gosh. Today my glue hates me. So here we go. Hi Mildred. It's me, Cari. Yes. Yes. I know, isn't this such a cute box of flowers? I feel like you really get a nice variety in here. Yeah. Oops. Oh my gosh. Flowers are flying. Flowers are flying. Oh, and sticking to my fingers. Oh my gosh. Yep. I think I need a break from the holidays, and I need to just kind of chill. There we go. Yeah, and it's not really sticking great because it's still wet, but you guys get the idea. No worries. Yeah. I think anything that you can add flowers to is pretty cool. Okay, here we go. And should we put a couple of like the little purpley ones in here maybe? I think we should. Yeah, it does have that slight, see, because I picked the colors that I wanted to use, so I think I'm gonna, you know, have kind of a nice variety here. So yeah, so 36 colors. I am missing you, Mildred. I am. I always miss you. So for those of you watching later that we're not here for the chat's going on right now as I create, and I'm answering questions and saying hello to my friends. There we go. So really, really pretty. Yeah, and you can see like some of that color did just kind of like morph into other colors. But I really like that. I think that's really truly stunning. And let me see here. I think I did take, and I don't want that one. Another cool thing you could do, and here's just like a scrap piece of watercolor paper. And here's Enchanted Woods. So this is a really pretty kind of dark green. I could even take this and color onto a scrap piece of paper like this. Oh, it looks really pretty. And then I could even punch this out and make my own leaves and incorporate that in if I wanted to. I also have this green color. This is Wasabi. So Wasabi is kind of like a bright green. Here it is. Let me see. Here it is. So you can see, like you can watercolor it on, or you can go right direct to the paper with the ink pad. So you're going to get a little bit of variation in color depending on how you apply it. If you apply it with water, it is going to be like a shade or two lighter than what you see on your ink pad. So also keep that in mind too, okay? And then, of course, you can take and mix the colors, I guess, if you want to. So there's nothing wrong with that. And you can just continue to make some of your own greens or whatever you want to do. So it's kind of made like this pretty bluish, tealish green, which I really like. Okay, so just another little hint. All right, so now I'm going to set her aside and just leave her be and let her dry. But she really kind of came out very beautiful, and that was so easy to do. And I could put like a little sentiment on here if I want to, you know, just, you can see my flowers are still kind of moving because, yeah, it's all wet. So, yeah, really pretty, just a way to jazz it up. And, you know, the hair is flowing, and so letting the, you know, the colors kind of drip down, I think that kind of lends to like that flowy look. And it worked really well for this image. All right, so I'm going to set this one aside, and we're going to test out the next one. And I think we're going to use, let's use Sydney. Okay, so again, anybody who just joined us, I'll show you Sydney. Prima Princess Cling Stamp Sydney. She is 590987. So these stamps are in stores now. So if you're really interested in getting some of these stamps, they are ready for you. Okay, so this time around, I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a card base here, guys. Don't mind me. And of course, with every card, you know, we make a mess. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is stamp her actually with the Color Philosophy ink. I got a little bit of water on there. And this one's called Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue is, all of our inks are made in the USA, by the way. So that's pretty cool. 589318. Okay. And I'm just going to open that up. And I'm going to ink her up really, really good. So I'm trying to use colors that are a little bit brighter so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, and remember the key is to really kind of get her face as inked up as possible. Now she's a brand new ink. I've not even used her yet because she came right before Christmas. And you know, I really haven't had a lot of time to sit and play with my stuff because I've been entertaining my family and guests and that sort of thing. So I apologize. So again, just really inking her face really, really well. Okay, and I'm not going to be too concerned about putting that scratch paper there. And it's okay. Obviously, the stamp is going to be a little bit bigger than the card base, and that's okay. Yes, I'm standing up, so I hope, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry about that, cat. Well, I hope everybody's waiting on you at least. Hope they're being good to you. Okay, so there we go. So again, not bad for my first stamp image. And when I close the card, I'm pretty happy with what I got on there. You know, really, really nice. So now what I can do, if I really wanted to go super simple with my card, I'm just going to make sure there's no, yeah, there was color on here. Now, if I wanted to go super simple with my card, I can just go in and reactivate that ink and color very lightly. So this card, I could keep it monochromatic. And she's blue, so hey, why not? I got a blue girl. So I'm reactivating the ink. Not a ton of water on my brush either, by the way, guys. So just a little bit goes a long, long way. Okay, so I'm kind of concentrating on her hair. Okay, I'm going to hold that up so you can see. So I'm just re-wetting the image from the dye ink. So you can do this because it's a water-based ink. And like I said, you do not need a ton of water. Like you really kind of want to go light on this. I may even have too much water on my brush. So it may bleed a little bit more than I really would like it to. But how pretty is this? And then you can just keep going. And no need to keep adding water. I'm not even squeezing any water on my brush. I'm just using the water that was there. Okay. I know I get quiet when I color because I'm concentrating. All right, so you can see how that just all kind of came to life. And I didn't even have to shade or anything because I'm just letting the water and the ink do the work. Just getting these little dots over here. There's little dots. I feel like if you do this on watercolor paper, you get just a really nice blend and a really nice result. I'm not really quite sure how this would work on regular cardstock. I think it would be okay. But with regular cardstock, you're going to get a little bit of buckling and stuff from the moisture from the water that you've added. So that's really it. All right, and then I can go in and let's see, what color do I want to go in with? Let's go in with a color. Maybe sea glass. I don't know if sea glass will show up. I feel like I kind of want to add teal. Let's add something earthy and pretty. Here's Sea Breeze. Sea Breeze is a really pretty kind of teal, earthy tone color, 589295. So I'm going to attempt just to kind of go in here and just maybe add a little bit of this teal within in the color. Again, I didn't squeeze any water. And I'm kind of going by like some of the flower shapes on here and just filling in. My gosh, this is so fun. I know I got real quiet, sorry. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, I guess. So I just took a color off the lid. You can see, I don't know if you guys can catch that. You can see some of that teal. Now what I'm going to do is introduce a third color that will complement these, and maybe I can do, what do you guys think, like the apricot or maybe the carrot? They're kind of the same, but I kind of like that orangey. Or I could just go really, could take a sharp left and do a hot pink. The hot pink might look kind of cool on here. It might be kind of bright. I don't know. I tend to go more toward earthy tone colors rather than, oh, there's one called Fruit Punch, which is really pretty. This is kind of like a reddish color. Let's try a little bit of Fruit Punch. What do you think? She has blue hair, so let's just add, oh, am I going to open this one? Didn't cut it enough. Sorry, I'm just opening the ink pad. There we go. Maybe a little bit of that red will look really pretty. And then I can go in with some of the other flowers. Got a little too much water on there. There's some berries in here that I think would look really cute. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think the red's really kind of popping, huh? I'll do some of these leaves up here. I know, I'm really kind of winging this as I go, so I don't really know Where's pink? You want pink? I'll do pink on the next card. Promise. There's some really pretty pinks. All right. So that just kind of popped. I really like it. And then maybe I can go in with some of the yellow here, the carrot. Again, not really adding a lot of water at all to my brush, just using whatever's on there and pulling it off of the lid. Yeah, and I did go in and color the whole thing blue, and you know, with just the plain water, and it still looks great, I think. I don't know. You guys will be the judge. Huh. This is just all about practicing and playing. Oh, and I can even come down here and maybe make some of that color down here. Red. Oh. You guys are all chatting away. Oh, where's the sea breeze? I'm gonna bring some of that sea breeze down here. Some more of the sea breeze, like right in here. Kind of bringing it into her braid a little bit. So it is fading like some of the stamped lines, which is to me okay. It's not as crisp as it was before, and I don't know, I think that's okay. I'll bring that down into her hair. Oops, oh, got some on the back of my card. Oh well. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so now I'm not going to touch her face too much. I'm just going to kind of go into the eyebrows a little bit and get those. And do a little bit around her eyes. Just to give that just a tiny bit. Now, again, hardly any water on here. And just going around some of her features. Because I don't really need her to be completely blue, right? But just a little bit around where I see. So you could totally do this in a more natural skin tone color, but I don't know, I just, okay, there we go. I just wanted that a little bit more blended, so there she is. Oh, I gotta go into the eyeball. Just the iris. Just a little bit there. There we go. Okay. What do you guys think? Hi, Zandra. All right. So, you know, again, she's not a traditional colored person on your card. She could be a mermaid. She could be, you know, just a beautiful creature of any kind. So, you know, just, I wanted to use a brighter color just so you guys could see. If I was using all skin tone colors, you may not be able to see as well, but I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I think she's really rocking cool. And again, I can go back and see what other colors I have. I have some of these colors, these flowers. Let's see what else I have. I only brought down a few because I didn't think I would really be adding too many flowers, you know, to her. So these are actually kind of in the pretty like bluish teal and lavender color tone. This little box, how cute is that box? This is 590420. So I'm gonna cut a couple of these flowers out and put these in her hair and then call it done. And again, she's kind of wet, so you know I'll try to do the best I can because the glue doesn't exactly work. Yes, I'm fighting with my scissors. I should just take them right off the packaging. There we go. This is much, much easier. Okay. Got a couple of each kind. I like them all. They're all really pretty. I don't know if I'll end up using this big rose or not. It's kind of a big rose. I think I'd kind of rather go with the lavender. Okay. Oops. I need to stack my ink pads so I can make a little more room for creativity here. All right. Just waiting for my glue. And you know what else I thought of too while I was thinking of ways to like create with these cards? Oops, it would be really fun if you could take some of the watercolor paper and cut it into smaller pieces and make your own little coloring book. So you could stamp these images onto watercolor paper, cut it out into like a little book or little tags, and give them as fun little extra gifts, you know, just so people can sit and color these in themselves. I think that would be really, really fun. And maybe what I would do is perhaps do them all in one neutral color, like a brown or a black, and do it in the archival inks so that when they go to color, it's not gonna bleed anywhere or, you know, affect their image while they're having fun. So I thought that would be a really cute idea. I think sometimes you can get a little creative with some of the stuff that you have and make it really beautiful for someone else to kind of sit and color and enjoy. I don't know what other color. What maybe one more blue one. This is always, sometimes this is what takes the longest. So I just think that would be really super fun, especially I'll tell you, Sandy Pirelli came out with the coloring books. I don't know if you guys saw those. They're called Main Street and Behind the Garden Gate. They come in a spiral binding and just really cute images. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I gave one as a gift to my friend's mother, and she's about 85. And let me tell you, she is having the time of her life coloring these books. Because the images are bigger. Like some, I don't know if you guys have like really, oh my gosh, seen some of the coloring books that they come out with now, which with the little teeny tiny images in them. And I think with someone that's a little bit older, her you know, the eyesight might not be as fabulous as it used to be. You know, pain in their hands. I think they still want to enjoy the coloring. It's something good for them to do to keep their minds busy, but they can't necessarily color in those tiny little images. So I think like some of the coloring books we have, especially with these coming out, they're going to be really perfect because the images are a little bit more friendly for them to color if they have a hard time. So if you made something like this, I think that they would have fun with it. But I got to tell you, it was a huge hit for her. So I just wanted to pass that along because it's so hard to buy for some of our, you know, older friends, and you know, they want to do fun stuff too. I'm trying to look and see if I have even more itty bitty flowers. So I don't have any red. Like red flowers on this would be really fun. I didn't bring any of those down, but I think you guys get the drift. So that was so easy to do, and she's so pretty. And you can add sequins and glitter and stickles and everything like that. Yeah, the box flowers are really, really cute. So so yeah, so this would be just a fun little extra gifty. My nieces would love these cards. You know, we would have a lot of fun. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do, let's see, we're gonna stamp Grace. Grace. She's got a lot of beautiful big flowers around her, and her hair is coming down in tendrils. She's a really beautiful stamp too. Yeah, I'm just having fun making all these cards with you guys. I hope that's okay today, but I think it's important to see kind of like the size and what you're working with. You know, I always try to do things like that so that you can buy with confidence and say, yes, I know how big they are. I know what they're going to look like and that sort of thing. All right, so I think for Grace, I am going to stamp her with a Color Philosophy ink in chocolate. So chocolate, here is this nice brown. That's 589486. So I don't know why I'm stamping her in brown. I don't know that I should have. I think I should stamp her in hot pink. Maybe that's what I need to do. So I'm gonna just really kind of get in her face really nicely here. Okay, hopefully we'll get a good image. With the bigger stamps, I always take my time and really kind of press all of these. And you don't have to worry. Oh, see, I didn't do so well in the middle. Oh, I inked it. That's not good. I should pretend that didn't happen. Let's just do another one. Sometimes it's nice to have a little padding underneath. So I think I'm going to add my watercolor paper pad here and stamp on that. Yeah, let's do that. And let's go with a different color this time, okay? I guess the brown was not meant to be. This is a standard size card. This is an A4. I believe it's an A4. I get the A2s and A4s and stuff mixed up, but this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I took my 8 1/2 by 11 paper, I cut it at 5 1/2, and then I had 2 card bases and I just folded it in half, and that's a standard card size. So it's like an invitation size, like regular envelope. I apologize. Like, I feel like my brain doesn't work as good as I get older because sometimes I can't remember the sizes of these things that I've known forever. So I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why. Okay, so I think, why don't we go with a hot pink color? Should we go with, flamingo? Flamingo's kind of pretty. It's 589158. Yep. All right. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go flamingo. Yeah, and if you guys ever have like those mouse pads laying around, you remember when you used to need, before they got smart and you can use a mouse on your computer without having the pad. If you have one of those kicking around, pull it out and put that underneath whatever you're stamping, because that actually helps give you a really nice clean image, just to have that underneath. I don't happen to have one handy, otherwise I would totally use that for this. Okay, hopefully this will work now that I have something underneath. All right. So now I'm really going to press down. Again, with larger stamps, you have to kind of get in there. Okay, that's a little better. And that's not bad because this, again, is the first time I've used this stamp ever. All right. I'm a pretty good stamper. I think I've been doing it for a long time. All right, so we've got this really pretty pink color coming out. So I think what I'd like to do is take some colors that are complementary. Oops. Yeah, they're all, there we go. They're all coming off. So let's go with some real brights. You guys want to? So we stamped in the flamingo. I have peony. I have sea glass. I have private lagoon, which I wish I had, and wasabi. So I feel like these colors together are really kind of fun. And yes, I stamped her in red. So, let's just see what happens. We'll just hope for the best. Yes, I did use some muscle. Absolutely. All right, so I'm just going to grab some of this like Private Lagoon here off of the lid. Again, I said like before, you could do a little CPR on your ink pad and just take that ink right off the lid there. All right, little peony. So I'm just going to kind of go in with that. I'm going to get these middle petals going. Not adding really any water. I'm not like taking any water and squirting it out of my brush. It's just wet. That's just how easy this is happening. Yeah, sometimes you just get a little workout going when you're stamping, huh? Here's some pinks for you, Mildred. Not too shabby. Okay, so just kind of easing my way around that. Saying a little water. Okay, now I think I'm going to go in with some of this really pretty Private Lagoon. Did I say Private Lagoon before? Because that wasn't private. That was not what that was. That was Sea Breeze. Yeah. I know I'm being kind of messy here. I'm really not taking my time. Just letting the water do the work here. Okay. When these two colors are meeting in the middle too, they're turning kind of a really pretty purplish color. Okay. All right. So I kind of lift that up so you see that. And this gives you a great opportunity right here to add some beads and some glitter to the flower centers. That's what I love about some of these images. And next I'm going to go in with some of that wasabi green. And I'm just going to do some of the leaves around here. There aren't many. There's just a couple. Yeah, really very few, but you can kind of, yeah, that's fine. All right, and now I'm just going to go in with my water. Oops, I didn't clean that off. She's got green in her hair. That's hilarious. Make sure that you guys do that. Just lightly touching. I'm not squeezing any water out. Just getting it a little bit wet. I'm going to let that dye ink just sort of bleed along. I guess I could go back in with some green for her hair, huh? My family's home, and I guess you can hear that. They opened the door and started talking to each other as loud as they could. So there we go. I'm just kind of bringing that hair down a little bit. So now I can go in and introduce, I guess I can go in and introduce more of that green up here. Why not? Since I already kind of made a mistake and did that. I don't really care. Yeah, this girl is definitely interesting with the green in her hair, I have to say. All right, so now I am gonna just kind of clean it off a little bit. Bring in some of that water around here. Just a little bit. Bring that color down into her. Just go around her eyes just a little bit, not a ton, so they can bring out some of that. Just gonna kind of go around. I missed a couple areas here. There you go. There we go. Can you see that? We've made 36 of the ink pads. 36. I think I might go in with a little bit. Yeah, 36 colors to choose from, which I think is really kind of cool. I'm just going to add a little bit of a little blue to that center there. There we go. Just kind of make the flowers pop. But I'm just sitting here coloring and having fun, and you guys are so sweet for watching. So there we go. So you can really kind of play around with these. Yeah, buy a couple a month, or buy like a color family, or try to start with, you know, some of the colors that you think are ones that you'll use the most, and just kind of venture out from there, because you know there's a lot. Let's see, this one's called Bear. Bear, B-A-R-E. And I may try to just go in and do her face. I don't know if I should. I don't know, because it's kind of wet, but I'm going to just go for it. Again, the watercolor pencils would work beautifully with these, but I just kind of wanted to play with the inks, because I know you guys really haven't had a chance to see them in action. Oh, this is kind of a, yeah, I don't know if this is a brown I want to use for her face. So, yeah. My gosh, I have lids everywhere. Did I show you? Magnetic. Just kind of clicked right up, just like that. All right, well, I'm pretty happy with her, and I can always go in and add some more flowers around her, and you know, kind of make it really pretty and full. You know, just start adding flowers where those bigger ones are, and go from there. So I'm gonna close that. Yes, go with a color family, or pick like a neutral and a bright, and you know, a pastel. Like every month, just kind of pick, you know, different shades that you think, you know, you may want to use or try. You know, what are the colors that you gravitate toward most? That sort of thing. So there we go. So yeah, these, like I said, are really pretty. I didn't make this one in front of the camera, but this one I did drip and just use like a multiple palette of colors, and I didn't really go in and wet down her hair. I just kind of left it as is and decorated with some flowers and things. You can kind of see. I'll show from the side so you can see the layering. But these, you know, you can just have fun with, and like I said, make your own little coloring books. Where's my other card? I know I made another one. Where'd she go? Oh, she's over here drawing. There she is. So you can see I just kind of added a little bit more color and moisture, you know, than I did with the original card, but she's really very pretty. Yes, the magnetic is a bonus. So if you travel the crops and things like that with your cards, you know, and you want to use, or not even with your cards, I'm sorry, with your ink pads, and you want to kind of use those, you know, in your travels, you don't have to worry about these opening up in your bag or your purse. I mean, within reason. I mean, don't go crazy like throwing your bag around, but that's the whole purpose, so that you can stack and travel with them and make them, you know, your friend. Make them your friend. Oh, this one, that's where that went. Okay. Oh, thank you, Cher. That you're so. Oh, I'm so glad you love these. I mean, again, I'm just kind of playing, like, you know, with her, you know, I can go back in and add some sequins and some glitter and put some flowers on her as well, you know. Again, I didn't have to go in and water down the image. You can just leave it as is. But again, this is, you know, it's totally up to you. Okay, so you can really have a lot of fun with these. And I hope you enjoyed today's show, everybody. On Thursday, Delana has a video for us that she's releasing on YouTube. So please make sure that you follow us on YouTube so that you can see when all the new videos appear and are, you know, released for you guys. It's a project from start to finish, but it's only a 10-minute video, so that's really nice. And we're doing Facebook Live shows now too. So be sure to you know, follow us, follow the Prima Marketing Inc. Um, Facebook fan page, and that way you'll be notified whenever we have a Facebook Live video to show you some of the latest and greatest, because we still have a whole bunch of new stuff to show you guys as we go. Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I hope you all had a lovely weekend and you have a nice relaxing week and safe New Year's. Okay, Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.